Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family to Game Week 2 Champions League predictions. Obviously, episode 1 finished off between me and DJ. Here's the score if you want to pause the video. I got 45 points from all of the games, whilst DJ got 46 points. So at the moment, guest leading with 1 point against the host, myself. And now, for the second episode, we got our boy, Barca boy, to try to keep the streak going. How are you doing?
Let's go. Good. Gotta keep the away team alive here.
Would you say you're a good predictor?
With the result, yes. With the scores, I'm a bit So
okay,
I'll try my best.
Well then, let's just straight into it. So we got Salzburg at home versus Brest. I think Salzburg lost 3-0 versus Prague, if I'm correct. And Brest beat Sturm Graz 2-1.
You gotta tell me about Brest. Are they a good team in Liga?
I mean, this season they have been worse than last season, but I think it's because it's their first time in the Champions League. It's a bit like Girona. Girona are also like very down in La Liga at the moment because UCL and everything.
Okay, that makes sense. It's gonna be in Austria, so I will back Salzburg to win. They have a really good atmosphere in the Champions League in their stadiums.
True.
So I'll back them. I'll say 2-1. I'll say it's the closest. Brest are a little decent.
2-1. I went for a 1-1.
Interesting. So this is my time to get the points.
Exactly. Next up, Stuttgart versus Sparta Prague. Sparta Prague beat Salzburg 3-0, and Stuttgart obviously somehow lost to Madrid.
I think Stuttgart are going to win. They're a really good team. They're at home as well. They just beat Dortmund, I think, like 5-1 like a week ago too.
Oof.
Something like that. So in their stadium at home too. So I'll definitely back them to win. But how much, I don't know. When these kind of crap teams go to like decent teams in the Champions League, it's always like a big score line. I'll say 3-0 Stuttgart.
I went for a 3-2.
You think they're going to concede 2 goals? Wow, you're crazy.
From what I saw from Stuttgart against Madrid, they play like high pressing, high this. And as I said, Prague scored 3 versus Salzburg. So just from that, I think they're good attacking. So I think it would be like a nice game. But it could be just... and as you said, maybe they're a bit tired after that huge performance versus Dortmund. That's what I'm going with.
When it's against Madrid, you want to try and win. When you know it's gonna be a team like this kind of team where you can be comfortable and still get the result.
True.
I think they'll be a bit more comfortable for them.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Dortmund versus Celtic. Celtic beat Slavia Prague. Slavia Bratislava 5-1, I think, and Dortmund won against Club Brugge away 3-0.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely gonna be Dortmund, especially with it being in the park. I think Barcelona had to go there at some point in the Champions League too. Celtic, they just won their game on the weekend as well on Sunday because my boy Alex Vai was bowling for them.
Have you loaned him there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna back Dortmund, but for how much I don't know. Because Celtic away from home in the Champions League, they're always crap, always for years and years and years. Look at their big results against Atletico in the Champions League, against us in the Champions League. Remember when they won 2-1? We had 90% possession and stuff. We had 1,000 shots, 1,000 on target. We still lost 2-1. So they always get their results at home. So I'll back Dortmund. I'll say it could be it's either gonna be they're gonna destroy them. Or it's gonna be like a close win. I'll say 4-0 just for the banter.
4-0.
Yeah.
I went with a 2-1.
Yeah,
so I went for that tie thing.
All right, fair enough. If my boy Alex Vai scores, I'll take it.
Let's take it. PSV versus Sporting. I watched glimpses of PSV versus Juventus. They were not good at all. They were completely open and Juve just cooked them. And Sporting looked good as well.
I don't want to back the home team in every game because the home team's not going to win every game, but the PSV fans, their stadium is so close and the fans are so tight to the pitch. I remember when they almost beat Atletico Madrid in that last group's game last season where they needed to win to survive or something like that. Sporting are a good team.
Sounds like a draw.
1-1. I say 1-1.
I went for a 3-1. Wow.
Sporting is definitely not winning. Sporting is definitely not winning.
Gyökeres, I gotta go with my boy, my Swedish boy Gyökeres, continuing his goal scoring form.
Oh yeah, right. That striker plays for them. Yeah, one was fair. One was fair.
1-1. Next up is City away versus Bratislava. This has to be the highest score line, I guess, out of all the games we've gone through so far.
I'll say 2-0 City. I feel like in these type of games, they always just kind of get the job done, and then they always kind of become conservative. It's usually at home is when they really, go for it. So I'll say like a cool 2-0.
Plus, they just dropped points in the Premier League as well, so
yeah,
they have to focus on that more. I went for 4-0.
That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
Next up, whoa.
Hey, let's go.
All right,
the game of the tournament.
Barca versus Young Boys. You know what? Let me start with my prediction because it's about Barca. I went with a 4-1.
Honestly, we're definitely gonna concede because our defense and goalkeeper are just beyond crap. I was doing some research today on Young Boys. They are so bad, especially this season. They're bottom of the Swiss league right now.
Wait, who did they play game week 1?
Oh, I forget. Aston Villa. They lost 3-0 to Aston Villa.
At home as well, I think.
Oh, but remember, Young Boys at home in the Champions League are decent. They beat United back in the day. They used to be, even the Europa League and stuff like that. They always get good results. I think they had another big team where they beat them, so they tend to be okay at home in the Champions League. But we're definitely gonna win this game. I just don't know how much. I will say. I'll say 3-0. I'll risk the clean sheet for the biscuit. Just try to get the away team some points here.
You said 3-0?
Yeah.
Inaki Peña clean sheets?
Inaki Peña, lucky clean sheet.
He actually had one good save in the recent game. Near post.
I guess also Suna?
Yeah.
I think that was going wide. I think he just hit the one in the second half.
Yeah. 85th minute.
Yeah, that was a good save. I could have saved that.
One of the best games in this game week, Leverkusen. Obviously, they beat Feyenoord away 3-0, I think.
They drew in the weekend with Bayern 1-1 away.
During the weekend.
Milan won 3-0 this past weekend against Lecce. They scored 3 goals in like 5-6 minutes. Leverkusen at home are always tough, especially under Xabi Alonso. AC Milan are a good team, but they've struggled a lot this season. The win at in the Milan derby is really kind of kick-started their season again because they've been crap before that.
They were thinking about sacking their manager.
Yeah, who's the manager? I think he coached somewhere. Yeah,
he was a little before.
Lille, exactly, coaching Liga. So he was on the verge of getting sacked, but that game survived, and of course they won. Bayern Leverkusen, they went to the game against Germany. They rested some good players, so I think they'll come to this game like a little fresh. I'll say Bayern Leverkusen. I'll say a close, I'll say 1-0. I don't think AC Milan will. They look pretty poor at AC Milan away from home, scoring wise.
I went for a 2-2.
That's not bad.
AC Milan, obviously, they lost their first game versus Liverpool, so I think they will be a bit more motivated and pushed. And Leverkusen, I don't know if you watched the Bayern game, but from what I saw, they parked the bus, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But the fact they parked the bus in Bayern Munich is, they got balls to do that. They walk away with a point as well. And both goals were, golazos, right? They're just, rolls of the dice. The first one that the Leverkusen scored, that the guy who played for Stuttgart last season, I forget his name, Andrich, something like that. That was a crazy, crazy goal. On the volley, low driven past Neuer. They played the game really well, really conservative. They have, of course, fantastic players. So I think their team is well coached. I think their team on paper is better than AC Milan. So I think they'll get the narrow win. I don't know what was their first game. Do you remember off the top of your head for Leverkusen in the Champions League?
Oh, they beat Feyenoord 3-0 away, I think, or 4-0. Very comfortable.
Yeah, so I think they'll keep the momentum going. I think Milan only play on vibes.
What do you say? Milan only play vibes.
Milan just play on vibes a lot of the time.
True. Pulisic, Leao. Very inconsistent players as well. Inter Milan versus Red Star. I think Red Star only lost to Benfica 2-1.
Yeah, Barcelona play Red Star later.
Okay.
Inter at home. Inter are just they're a good team, but the formation doesn't really allow them to score that many goals unless Red Star are just so open. I'll say like 2-0 Inter. I don't think they'll concede. This could be a 0-0 if they really don't score, but I'll say 2-0. Oh, well, yeah, there you go. So we're
One
kind
for
of
three. We haven't have we had like exactly the same prediction so far? Not a single one.
no.
Oh,
Oh, I think like 7-0 Arsenal is what I'm gonna say. I don't know. Arsenal's form at home is so bad. It's crazy. They used to be so good at home, and then over the past 2 years, I think most of their like games where they didn't win, like draws and losses, have become at home.
yeah.
They of course drew 0-0 against Atlanta in the first game. Paris Saint Germain barely beat Girona. I would love for PSG to win this game.
Oh, you're supporting us?
Yeah, I just love seeing the Arsenal fans cry. It's just the best thing in the world. It's so therapeutic. But if you do lose, I will clown you. So
of course.
yeah. See, if PSG had like Mbappe, I would back them, or like some kind of a player like Mbappe, right? They're just
like a goal scorer.
Not even goals, just a big name player. They're just I think that's what I think they lack.
So I'm smelling a draw here.
I think I don't want to say draw. I want to pick a winner.
Because Arsenal would be happy with the draw. Arsenal would probably sit back as well at their own home stadium.
I think because since they didn't win the first game, they're gonna come after this game, and it's at their home stadium as well. It's gonna be packed.
I hope so, man. But with Odegaard missing, they're probably gonna play 3 DMs: Jorginho, Partey, and Rice.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal.
Because, oh my day! You should have said with the draw, man.
Hear me. Because if Arsenal win, I'll be happy because it gives me points in this, and if they lose, I'll be happy because they didn't win. So,
so you win no matter what.
I win no matter what. So 2-1 Arsenal.
I went for a 2-0 PSG.
You're crazy. You're crazy. You can definitely win, but with a clean sheet, that's some Allah magic right there.
I think the first half would be extremely boring. I think it would be PSG having the ball, Arsenal sitting back, no team taking risks, and then second half the game actually starts. You know what? Actually, didn't you guys beat them 2-0 back in MSN?
Yeah.
And just counterattack?
No, because I remember the first half, Arsenal got a few chances the first 10 minutes. I think that'll be the same thing here. Then we started to control the game. Rakitic had a chance. Messi had a chance. Dani Alves had a chance. We just weren't clinical. Then the second half, we scored the first goal on the counterattack because Arsenal, I think, just missed a chance with Aaron Ramsey. Then Flamini took down Messi in the box to give the penalty. Then we kind of just cruised the way to the game. I think what you said is there'll be that 7 minutes where Arsenal will, based on the crowd being excited, they'll try and jump and try and get like a good start. I think that once they kind of phase out of that, that's what will kind of be control of PSG because they want to have more possession and they want to hold the ball a bit more. And then second half will just be chaotic. Whoever's going to go for it is going to risk it in the end. But I don't think either team will keep a clean sheet in this game. I'll say that. If they do, it's going to be a 0-0. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same manager from that time. Lucho again. Let's see what he does. Next up is Shakhtar versus Atalanta.
Ooh. Are Shakhtar even that good nowadays? Atalanta have been... they started the season well, but the last few games they haven't been that great. They drew, of course, with Arsenal, and they lost this weekend to Fabregas' Como.
I think they either drew or lost to Bologna as well. Yesterday.
Who, Atlanta? I think didn't they lose to Fabregas?
I think that was the week before. I think Fabregas team was the week before.
I'll say 0-0.
0-0. I went for a 1-0. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a disgusting, boring game.
Yeah.
Europa League fixture. Ooh.
La Liga, my boys Girona, my friendly neighbors down the road.
And Feyenoord look weak. They obviously lost Arne Slot to Liverpool. Their captain, Gertruida, went to Leipzig, so they're not the same as last season. And they got smacked by Leverkusen.
Mm-hmm. First game for Girona at home in the Champions League as well. They'll be fired up for it. I'll say 2-1 Girona. I think it'll be a tight game because Girona will be in their heads. I think they drew the past weekend. They dropped some points. But the first game against even, maybe a lesser opponent, they want to probably get the win. So I'll back them to win it. I'll say 2-1. Ooh, okay. We're
Going for
kind
a
of close on
1-1.
these predictions. That's
Benfica, Atletico.
Ooh. Man,
Atletico played a tough game today as well.
Yeah, I know going to that Portugal stadium ain't nothing easy. I think Barcelona have to go there as well. We have this game too later in the Champions League. Benfica are a decent side. Atletico just had an intense game where they had to stop for a few minutes as well.
I can show why. I went for a 2-0 Atletico.
I was thinking like 1-0 Benfica.
Ooh. Okay, keep it like.
I was thinking 1-0 Benfica just because I think it'll be a 0-0 boring game like Atletico usually play. They'll have a few chances, and I feel like Benfica will just like nick one. Then they'll park the bus Benfica, and then Atletico Madrid will have to move forward, and it takes like half an hour to move forward because their system is so like negative.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll back Benfica 1-0. Why not? Let's spice
Benfica 1-0. Juve Leipzig. Interesting game.
Yo,
Juve, I think they still haven't conceded a single goal in the league.
They've only conceded one goal this whole season, which was against PSV. It was like
last minute when the game was over.
Last minute jammy goal. So, but RB Leipzig, they're a good team. My boy Xavi Simons is there. He's not your boy anymore, but he's still my boy.
Wait. Nah, he's still. I can forgive him if he comes back.
Boy, but you don't like him anymore now.
No. Look, for me, it was if he went to Barca or Bayern, then khalas, it's over. But he went to Leipzig.
Okay.
Leipzig is like a neutral club. Nobody cares about Leipzig.
Okay, so the love is still there. Okay.
So I don't think he wants to stay though.
If you had Xavi Simons in your team now, I think that would be that kind of one big, not big player, but like he's another added quality player that would be like, okay, this team is serious. But yeah, they're a good team. Sechko is now firing as well. And then Juventus' defense is just really strong under Thiago Motta.
So good offense. I mean, I think Leipzig won 4-0 yesterday. So it's good offense versus good defense this game. So it could be a draw.
I don't think Juventus will win. I think their front line is so inconsistent. Vlahovic hasn't scored for a long time. He scored on the weekend, but they were like one of them was a penalty where it kind of like gave him the momentum, and then the other one was a good finish. And he went like this, so he knows the media is getting in his head as well. So I don't really rate that from a star striker. I'm gonna say a draw, but I'll say 1-1. I'll say 1-1.
Oof. I went for a 2-1.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a draw, especially with both going against each other. Liverpool at Anfield versus Bologna.
3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it's really simple. I went 4-0. Yeah. Should be a smacking by Liverpool. Because Bologna obviously haven't been the same.
Yeah, they lost a lot of good players and managers as well.
All right. Look,
give me the rundown Lille
for both of us, man.
Is there a chance here for Lille? Let me know.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Look, Lille lost versus Sporting first game 3-0, but they had a red card. And then I don't know. I think it came after the first goal, maybe towards the end of the first half or beginning of second half. And I don't know if you saw that screamer from the Sporting centre back.
Yeah, I remember the game. I remember the game now. Yes.
Yeah, he scored an absolute screamer.
I think they were 2-0 up scoring at halftime. That he scored that to make it 3-0 in the second half. And you're right, Lille did have the red card.
Oh, was that 3-0?
Yeah, and you're right.
Okay, it could be that.
Angel Gomez got the red card.
And was that early on?
Yeah. So he's not going to play this game. Angel Gomez is very good. Is a very important player for Lille. So with that red card, he'll be suspended.
For me, Madrid, man. Now, especially Mbappe is not there. Please. No voodoo, no black magic.
They play better without Mbappe, man. I'll say.
I know, but the issue with Mbappe, he's such a great goal scorer. Like he will always somehow get that disgusting goal, tap in, penalty.
You turn it on a bit, coming back to France for the first time as a Madrid player. So maybe that story would have helped him. I'll say 3-0 Madrid.
No.
I gotta get the points, man. I gotta get the points.
Your respect league again, man. I'm going for a 2-2. Madrid already got 3 points.
If you told me you're right and I lose this, I lose.
No, but I actually believe Lille can do something. But it's Madrid in the UCL, so you never know.
Yeah, bro.
Sturm Graz.
2-1 in Club Brugge because they have Fran Jukla all again.
Finally, we got it. We got it, man.
There you go.
We got
2-1
it.
Club Brugge.
Ooh, I mean,
definitely Monaco.
yo,
Man. Definitely Monaco.
it still
Monaco
hurts.
is a good team, man. I think if we didn't have the red card, I think we would have won the game. But basically, the announcements I saw with Monaco and I saw them in the Juan Gamper as well, they're a good team. I'm excited to watch that game against PSG and the Marseille game too. Now the Marseille are like kind of decent. Did Marseille win today, by the way? I didn't.
No,
check.
they lost.
Oh, they did. No, they're a bunch of scummers, man. No, Monaco are a good team, man. I'll say Monaco win. I'll say thinking 2-1 or 2-0. I'll say 2-0 Monaco.
3-1. So yeah, same goal difference.
Same thing, yeah.
And I think this is the last game. Getting a good fixture.
No,
Villa versus Bayern.
I don't think Harry Kane will be fit. It's the first Champions League game at Villa Park in like 5,000 years, whatever it is. So, kind of like what I mentioned about Girona, the atmosphere is going to be really, really on the side of Aston Villa. They can get a good start to the game. They can definitely exploit Bayern. This is probably Bayern's big test after Bayern Leverkusen because this is like the first time they're facing like someone decent. I'll say 2-1 Bayern because like Madrid, they just have the champion. They have the group stage Champions League juice. Bayern Munich.
True. Best group stage team of all time.
Yeah, so I'll say 2-1 Bayern. I think it'll be a tight game though. I think Bayern will win it more so on the quality of their players, not based on a tactical win.
More the individual ability.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we went for same goal difference. So we both agree Villa will be threatening, at least score one goal, but Bayern will. But you think Kane would be a huge miss?
I think so. They don't have. They're gonna do a play. Thomas Muller, striker. Who else do they have?
Maybe Matisse Tell, that youngster.
Yeah, but he's a winger, is he not? He's a winger, so it'd be weird to play him as a striker.
No, he's a striker. It's just that he only gets minutes as a winger because they play Kane all the time. Like that's the only position he could get minutes in.
But yeah, I don't even think he came on against Leverkusen, so he's lacking like a lot of minutes to play this kind of big, intense game like this against a good Villa.
Oh yeah.
Villa just drew against Ipswich today, like 2-2 as well, which Ipswich is like one of the worst teams in the Prem. So I think Bayern will get over the line again. They got the group stage juice.
Yeah. Well then, that was it for game week 2. Are you confident?
Oh yeah, I got at least like 90% of those right.
Which are the big ones? We went like different ways. So we
went
so Madrid, Lille,
yeah,
Juve, Leipzig. No, Atletico, Benfica. I would say that was the biggest one because you went 1-0 Benfica. I went 2-0 Atletico.
Yeah, you gotta take some sort of gamble, man. You can't just go the predictable one. You went very predictable for all of them. So I'm taking I'm hoping this may be a bit of an upset here and there.
I played the safe game because I'm gonna play every single game week. So for me, it's all about just picking up points.
Yeah. If all that matters for you is the score at the end, then yeah, definitely just gotta go just easy the whole time.
Yeah. Plus a bit of agenda. Like I want Madrid to draw points. Barca, I would have wished to predict something negative, but it's young boys, man. It's young boys. I couldn't.
Hey man, you got Arsenal, so you gotta worry about yourself.
Yo. Who has told people that Arsenal is a good side?
Bro, it's not even that. I hate Arsenal so much, man.
I
don't hate Arsenal like the club. I just hate their fans because they think they're so good, but they're not that good. Talking about title tours, they came and win a trophy, but I think at home they should be a very good. I know they draw a lot of points at home, but against a big team, this is kind of like their moment that they waited for all these years. Even last year in the Champions League, they never played a good team. They got knocked out by the one Bayern team, which was Bayern. I think they lost at home at Bayern, and they drew 1-1 in Germany. So, yeah, PSG have a very difficult group stage, so they got to get points wherever they can. That's why if they drew against Girona, I would have been like, you know what? If you drew against Girona, I would have said PSG would have finished in like the that middle part where you had to go to like a round of 32 before you get to the round 16. So, we'll see.
We'll see. As they say, the best play against the best. So,
not this early though. Let the momentum build a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's been it. Good luck. I will, as soon as both match weeks have ended, Tuesday and Wednesday, I will send to you in DMs your points and my points to see who won. But people, that's been it. Huge pleasure having Barca Boy on. And for anyone watching, I will be live on his YouTube channel tomorrow. I will obviously update you guys on Twitter and YouTube and all about it. And you will get information about the brand new series me and him have created. But yeah, that's been it from Boy PSG. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez, à la Paris.